my first time tag. This is gonna be my first video on this channel, so I hope you guys like it, and yeah, let's get started. The first question is, what was the first big ticket item you purchased? The first big ticket item I purchased was my Mac. It was about $12.44 and 49 cents. So yeah, that's like the biggest item I've ever gotten besides my car, which my car was less than my Mac. But yeah, so those two. The second question, what was the first book that made you cry? The first book that made me cry was from, I believe it was The Witch Chronicles, the Salem Witch. It's about, as many of you guys know, the Salem Witches. That book made me cry and like get scared. But yeah, that one. Question number 3. Where was your first road trip? My first road trip was to Vegas. I was pregnant. It was me, my boyfriend, my mom, my dad. It was a road trip to me because it's the only trip I've ever been to driving. But yeah, it was my godfather. He was getting married, and yeah, and I was like, I think I was like 7 or 6 months pregnant. But yeah, it was to Vegas. Why did you break up with your first boyfriend / girlfriend? Why did I break up with my first boyfriend? Well, my first boyfriend was when I was in 8th grade. No, 7th. Sorry, 7th grade. I broke up with him because I moved to LA. And we don't talk at all. So yeah, because I moved. Question number 5. What was the first thing you ever won? The first thing I've ever won, I don't believe I've ever won anything. So yeah. Question number 6. Who is your first best friend? My first best friend ever was my friend Sharon. She lives in San Diego, and yeah, she is still my best friend. We talk, and yeah. Question number 7. When was the first time you let a friend down? I don't think I've ever let a friend down. Knock on wood. I hope I didn't. Question number 8. Do you believe in love at first sight? I believe in love at first sight, yes, because the boyfriend I am with now, that's how it started. Was love at first sight. He was going out with. This is kind of a sketchy story about me, and him. It's kind of fucked up what I did, but hey, you know, he was going out with my friend. They were going out, I think, for like, I say 8 months. That's how I say 8 months. And we always used to always kick it, and me and him would talk on the side on MySpace. That's how it started, on MySpace. We used to talk on the side without her, like, basically without her knowing, until she found out. Now we're not friends anymore, but yeah, so we would talk, and he would be like, you know, we had nicknames. He called me Mija, and you know, I called him Mijo and all that stuff. We had nicknames, and we would just like talk like all the time. And they broke up because, you know, she's not trying to be mean, but she was kind of a hoe, and she cheated on him, and at a friend's house too, and he was there. And I told him and stuff, and you know, everyone tried to tell him, and he didn't listen to no one, you know. But yeah, I fell in love with him the first time I seen him was the first time I've ever met him, and that's how I fell in love with him. And we got together on November 3rd, then we broke up, and then we got back together November 4th, and that's how it started. But yeah, started out love at first sight, and I love him. When was the first Christmas you realized that Santa Claus was not real? When I realized it, I was about 12 years old, but I say Santa is real. Maybe he's not, but you know, um, I have a daughter of my own, so I can't be saying that Santa isn't real. So, but yeah, I still believe in Santa. The next question is, when was your first trip to Las Vegas? Like I said, when I was pregnant, I was going to. The next question is, when was the first time people looked at you in a crisis? Looked at you in a crisis. A crisis. Is that like a nervous breakdown or some shit? Sorry for my language. No. I have to say no. Never happened. Next question is, when was the first time you realized that you were smarter than your parents? I'm never smarter than my parents. My dad probably, yeah, but in math, I'm smarter than my parents at math, but that's about it, basically. The next question is, who was your first sweetheart that you took home to meet your parents? Was Jose, which is my boyfriend now. This is funny how he met my parents was when we told them I was pregnant. So yeah, that's how. Who was your first love? The boyfriend that I'm with now, and that I'm forever gonna be because we're engaged. His name is Jose. He is my best friend, my love, and my partner in crime. Next question is, when was the first time you realized that you were in way over your head? Was when I cut my hair really, really short. I had an A-line before I had this. This is how long I graduated in June 2012, and I cut it the day before my graduation, and ever since then it's grown this long, and that was like, whoa, wait. I was like, everyone like told me like, you're stupid, like you're crazy, why would you cut your hair? The next question was, what was your first phone number? My first phone number. Wow. I would have to say it's 268. 268. That's the only numbers I know. 805-268. That's the only numbers I know. But yeah. Not my number no more, so. What was your first time in the hospital? My first time in the hospital was when I broke my foot. I had a cast. I had to go rush to the hospital because I fell off a trampoline. Being stupid, I was jumping on a trampoline, and me and my cousins thought it was so cool if, I would jump from the trampoline into a pool. And I did, and I broke my leg. So, yeah, it was my first time in the hospital. The next question was, when was the first time you finished something really big? Something I finished really big was school. I graduated high school with a 1-year-old. It's really hard, too. The next question is, when was the first time you took responsibility for someone else's mistake? I got caught. Me and my friend got caught stealing. She stole candy, and I was just with her. And yeah, we're not friends anymore. And I got caught, and she just ran. Who was the first time you say that? Wait, when was the first time you say the ocean? When was the first time you seen the ocean? Was it supposed to be seen the ocean? When was the first time you seen the ocean? The first time I seen the ocean was the first time I went to the beach, and I was like about 5 years old. Next question. How old were you when you first drank alcohol? How old were you when you first drank alcohol? I was 12 years old. And I was 12 years old, and my first drink was Jack Daniel's Fruit Punch. I'll never forget that. It's so good. Next question is, who was the first person you had a crush on? The first person I had a crush on, ever, and will always be my crush, was, what's his name? No. Oh, yeah. Chris Brown. Sorry, I was thinking. Sorry. Next question is, who was the first person you voted for? Obama. Yeah. He was the first person I voted for. The next question is, what was your first email address? My first email address was a.rangel805@yahoo.com. I don't use it, so oh well. Next question is, what was your first slow dance like? My first slow dance was, I would have to say, not amazing, but it was like a miracle, because it was like my first boy crush that I've had, and I was like 15. No, I would have to say like 14. Yeah, I was 14 years old, and the Boys and Girls Club, we had dances like every Tuesday and Thursday, and we would have like night dances and stuff, like they would have parties, and it was a slow dance to Candy Kisses from Amanda, and like ever since I like listen to that song, every time I listen to that song, it makes me want to cry, because like it's like the best night of my life. Who was the first person you had? Who was the first person you had a crush on? Was that guy I slow danced with? A real person was that guy I slow danced with, and I was 14 years old. The next question is, what do you remember about your first day of school? What do I remember? Everyone hating on me because everyone thought I was a bitch. But oh well, I kind of bring that to people, but people can just suck it. Next question is, when was the first time someone close to you died? It was my uncle. Yeah, he died of cancer. He wasn't really my uncle. He was my mom's friend. We called him Painter. He actually taught me a lot about softball. He was like my coach. He was always there for me. He took me to his games too, and like he was like my mom's best friend. He was like my uncle basically. He was always a family member to me, and I'll always remember him and always think about him. And so that is it. Those are all the questions. Yeah, so I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.